studentaid.gov/save.
Without additional funding, how long will the United States be able to support Ukraine?
We can support Ukraine in the next tranche that we need, and there is another means by which we may be able to find funding for that, but I'm not going to get into that now. I joined with Minority Leader Jeffries, but they had no problem with the Paycheck Protection Program. Remember that, the PPP program during the last several years, which was designed to help business owners who lost money, which is legitimate, because of the pandemic. Members of Congress got over hundreds of thousands of dollars because their businesses lost money. It was a worthy program. Let's be clear. Some of the same elected Republicans or members of Congress who were strongly opposed to giving relief to students got hundreds of thousands of dollars in relief for themselves to keep their businesses open. The argument we reached was about what comes next, but we had an agreement. We reached an agreement over the weekend. It wasn't for me to do anything. If he wanted to talk to me, I was available. I'm available to whomever wants to talk to me.
Whether or not that they're asking, what's your advice to the next House Speaker?
That's above my pay grade.
Thank you, sir.
When you and I spoke earlier this year, you noted that the administration had not seen any military or financial assistance falling prey to any kind of corruption in Ukraine. Is that still the case?
And then on your first question, still no indication that there's been any kind of widespread corruption or inappropriate use of U.S. capabilities. As a matter of fact, I don't know who that asked me before about expenditure rates, but I mean, oftentimes the stuff that's getting to Ukraine, it's going hand to mouth. I mean, a matter of days before some stuff gets there, and then a matter of days more before it's being used on the battlefield. Not every system, of course, but the Ukrainians are in a very active fight. They're using the stuff that's being provided to them.
Senator King told me earlier this year that he communicated to the Zelensky administration that any type of corruption or graft could really screw this up. Has the administration communicated to the Ukrainians just how important this good government is to keep the
100%?
The president, you all have repeatedly said, and it sounds like he said again at the meeting today, that the U.S. is in this for as long as it takes, right? So as the president goes back to voters to face re-election, as a president who has in the past criticized the length of some of the wars that we've been engaged in Afghanistan and Iraq, is there any responsibility for the president to be specific with the voters about how long he thinks the United States should be willing to be involved in this? Should he be willing to say 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Like how long, does he commit the United States to being in this system, in this situation of what is costing tens and tens of billions of dollars on a regular basis?
For as long as it takes means for as long as it takes, and the president has been very, very honest about that.